Welcome to another edition of Talking Models. Today we're going to look at a kit from one of my favorite Universal monster movies, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Many of you remember that epic battle between the Wolfman and Frankenstein near the end of the movie. Who would win? Who would come out on top? What would happen? Well, today we're going to look at a kit that was captured from that film scene, sculpted by the God-gifted hands of Mike Hill. I really miss his work in this hobby. I'm sure you do too. Mike, if you end up watching this, how about bringing out the Sculpey once again and creating something for all us hobbyists who really love your work. We miss you, man. Well, this kit here is produced by Forbidden Zone, and again sculpted by Mike Hill. It's a 1/8 scale kit, and it's a resin kit. It just beautifully just captures the moment, the scene, the action, everything you can see in there. The likeness to Bela Lugosi and to Lon Chaney Jr. are just strikingly captured in this post. So we're going to talk a little bit about the painting of this today. I really wanted to go with a vibrant look to the face of Bella and also Lon Chaney Jr. and also kind of try to blend it all and the base be different colors but yet not overpowering. So I started with the base like I do with everything. This complete piece was base coated in black. Again, that's part of my technique. It's part of the look you get when you use black as a base coat. It's just something really dark and the paints just to me pop on it. So again, this is another example of completely using a black base coat. So the base, like I said, was base coated in black. Basically just experimented with different browns, some reds for the inside of the rock area, the gravel, the broken pieces of debris. Black around the outside of its base. I came back in with the red oxide and kind of accented the whole area. As you see along here, there's a design that Mike sculpted in here, and I just wanted it to be a little bit different than the black that's above it and all around, that follow it. So again, just come in with the airbrush with the red oxide. To me, can almost be like a rust color. The closer you get with the airbrush, the more rusty it looks. So with that done, I come in with a neutral gray, hit all the rock areas, all the stones. There's stone debris along the base. Come back in with transparent black, toned it all down, and basically work the browns in rich brown, neutral, gray, and also some of the tie-in brown, back and forth till it looked right to my eye. Again, then I toned it all down with some transparent black through an airbrush, and it just blends it all together. The sign, I wanted to kind of go with greens and tannish, if you will, and that's what I pulled off on the sign part. The letters for Frankenstein were done in Ilgot Green by Freak Flex Paint, and I also used Freak Flex Paint for the Wolfman lettering, and that I ended up using the Rotten Tooth Tan, and it gave me the look that I was looking for. Airbrush the background, as you see here, which is a little different. Again, that was with red oxide. Now this piece is a little bit tricky because the Wolfman is separate from Frankenstein, so when you put it together, you have to line everything up right to make it fit. So a lot of drumming in the shoulder area and in the inside of the arm area, and I drummed it enough to where when you put the Wolfman body up in there, part of Frankenstein's hand is part of the Wolfman. So as you Dremel it all out, and it just fits nicely, I really didn't even glue it at that point. I just slid it in there, and the gravity of it just holds it all together. Of course, then you would have to glue the upper torso to the body. So it makes it kind of nice for painting purposes, because you look at this kit, and Mike just captured the pose so well. You think, how in the world am I going to paint all that? It's in sections. Take your time. So Frankenstein, over the black, I basically used my favorite Frankenstein color from the Freak Flex line of paint, which is Frankenflesh. Again, mix that paint down thoroughly to blow it through the airbrush. Otherwise, it will clog. So I came in and started airbrushing the Frankenflesh on the face, the hands, and just working it in. Came in with the black, transparent black, and started shadowing the areas of his face, cheekbones, hairline, lips. Every crevice in his face and hands I used the transparent black. Then I would come back in with the Frankenflesh and hit all the highlighted areas. Just like when you do a face on any kit that you do. The raised areas, forehead, nose, cheekbones, chin, fingers, palms, any highlighted area of the skin. I came back in with that Frankenflesh and just airbrushed it a little bit closer to give me a different lighter green, if you will, just so it kind of jumps out. Then, of course, just a misting of the transparent black over the face and hands to tie it all together. If you haven't tried that trick, try it. The transparent black is just so cool to use. The transparent black that I use is from the line of ComArts, from their paint. It's just a really good, I just love the look of that paint. I buy it in the bigger bottles, and I just mix it down and put it in the smaller bottles. It'll last me forever. Then it was pastel work around the eyes, coming in a little bit tighter. I did some black, of course, above his eyelids, just to kind of make it deeper, sink his eyes a little bit back underneath the brow area. Came in with some purples on the scars, some reds, and just kind of worked it around until I found what I was looking for. Same with his hands. Put some purple around his hands for a bruise look. Also some reds around the scar area. And then, as always, I like to use my Freak Flex Ripper Red with a very fine brush and just come in and do the lines, areas of the scars, just to give it that red look. Then, of course, kind of blend it in with your pastels. His coat and his pants, basically my other favorite color from Freak Flex was used, with just Nair Black. Airbrush that in all the highlighted areas of his jacket. A little heavier on the lapel area and the folds of the coat. The pants was airbrushed over the black using the tie-in brown. And you always go a little bit heavier in the knee area, you know, just the worn areas of the pants, the thigh area. The boots, again, same thing. I used tie-in brown, but hit it a little heavier with the rich brown, just to accent the top of the boots, front of the boots, to give it that worn look. And then, of course, with the coat and the pants, come back in with my transparent black, tone things down, fill in the folds of the jacket and the pants until you get it right. And then, of course, you can always light mist it, again, totally with the transparent black. Come back in with the original color and just hit all the raised areas of the clothes. It just really pulls it together. For the Wolfman, I wanted a red shirt for him. So I was kind of experimenting around with some different colors, and I ended up using the Garage Kit US Colors Dark Red. Just love that color, especially over black. It just pops. I don't know no other way to say it. It just jumps out. So I just basically airbrushed the whole shirt with the dark red. Came back in with the transparent black, filled in the folds, kind of did a spray overall to tone it down. Then back in with the dark red and hit all the highlighted areas. And basically that's all there was to his shirt. His pants, I basically had, again, the base coat of black. Came in with yellow tan, which is another great color I love from Jesse's Paints Garage USA Colors. And I just went over the whole pants area with that color. And then I came back in with the trans black, lightly kind of toned it all down, and then I came in with transparent dark brown and started doing some of the fold area, building up to shadows, and that's why you see the different colors here. And I think it really blended it together, and then took that, believe it or not, a little trans black over that, back in with the yellow tan, hit all the highlighted areas, and that's what you see for his pants. His skin tones, basically what I did with that one is I came in with, I always try to do the Wolfman with like a darker skin tone, if you will. To me, he's wolfy. It's not going to be really a fleshy look unless you're doing like Curse of the Werewolf or doing Werewolf of London, something where the makeup was less dark, in my opinion. So for him, I came back in with the flesh tones I like to use. I'll try to spin this a little bit here. I came in with a variety of different colors. It was suntan flesh, working that in on all the highlighted areas. Came back in then with pastels and did all the shading. Used a variety of browns, some darker, some lighter. Kind of moved it around the face, blew it off, filled in the lines, and just really punched in the detail around where the fur meets the skin. It's very important that you do that. It will give you a nice transformation from skin to hair. That's very important. For his hair, basically I used Delta Cream Coat's dark brown, dry brushed all the raised areas, and then I came in with different brown. It's like a burnt sienna, and just hit all the highlighted areas. Same for his legs, bottom of his feet. His belt, I basically just went with like a darker gray, just kind of lightly dry brush that in. And that's basically everything that I did to him. Then you of course come in with your eye colors, detail work, and the pupils. Again, used the toothpick technique to dot the irises. These are so small. I'm telling you, take the toothpick, dip it in the black, just touch it, perfect circle every time. And that is Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. I believe this kit is still available. You can contact Mike or Charlie over at Forbidden Zone and check availability on this great kit. It's a 1/8 scale kit, a must for your collection, and if you're a fan of the Universal Monsters and this film in particular. Thanks again for tuning into Talking Models with Troy Naird. I hope that you subscribe to this channel and get the word out, and just have a place to go and watch a video of some model kits from past to present, and maybe pick up a couple techniques to use on your next kit. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next edition of Talking Models, and God bless.